Morning student. My topic is today neutralization reaction. This is for class 7 subject chemistry. Same chapter 2, acid, bases and salts. Acid, bases or salts, in the previous video I gave you something related to indicators. I have explained what are indicators, how to use indicators, what are the types of indicators. I hope you have gone through the video and I hope your doubt is clear. Now, this is a very important topic in this chapter, that is neutralization reaction. Before going through the reaction, I want to say that you have seen that acids and bases, they have opposite character. That is, acids are sour in taste, bases are bitter in taste. When we use litmus paper, in acid the color changes to red, in base the color changes to blue. So these are the action of indicators on acid and bases. Now we have to learn the action of acid on base and action of base on acid. So after observation, it has been found that when acid and bases, they react with each other, two products are formed. One is known as salt and another one is water. Now salt doesn't mean that it is always common salt. Salt is a chemical substance in which there is one metallic part and one non-metallic part is there. Parent of a salt comes from both acid and base. Some part of it comes from acid, some parts of it come from a base. Now, neutralization reaction, if you want to note down the definition, I have already written here. What is it? Neutralization reaction is a chemical reaction in which an acid reacts with a base to produce salt and water. This is all about the definition of neutralization reaction. Sometimes in your book you will find that in case of base, in bracket it is written when an acid reacts with a base or alkali. So what is actually alkali? Alkali is also a base, but it is water soluble base. Water soluble bases are called alkali. One example is sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is water soluble base which is known as alkali. There are some bases which are not soluble in water. Example, magnesium hydroxide, aluminium hydroxide. These are the bases which are not water soluble. So they are bases but they are not alkalis. Another important point I want to say that the salt produced here, it can be neutral in nature, it can be acidic in nature and it can be basic in nature. Now how to find out? For finding, so definitely we can use indicators. But when the neutral salt, when acidic salt and when basic salt is coming, when both acid and bases, they are strong acid and strong base, they react with each other to produce a salt which is completely neutral in nature. I am giving one example, that is HCl is the acid, this one is acid, this is strong acid, this one is strong acid. When it reacts with sodium hydroxide NaOH, this one is base, this is also strong base. When strong acid react with strong base, then the product formed is a salt and water. Here product formed is NaCl plus H2O. This one is salt. This salt is neutral in nature. NaCl is neutral in nature. Why it is neutral in nature? Because HCl was strong acid and NaOH was strong base. Strong base neutralizes acid completely or strong acid neutralizes the base completely to produce a neutral salt. Now in which case acidic salt is produced and which case basic salt is produced. That is, the nature of the salt is acidic or basic. In case if the acid is strong but base is weak, acid is strong but base is weak, in that case the base cannot neutralize the whole acid. In that case, whatever salt will be produced, it will be acidic in nature. One example is, I can take the acid as HCl. This is a strong acid. Now, base I am taking as ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium hydroxide is the base. This one is weak base. This one is weak base. And this one is strong acid. So when strong acid react with weak base, my product that is going to form in the salt, the first part comes from base and second part comes from acid. So what will be the salt? NH4Cl, ammonium chloride. This part is coming from the base and this part is coming from the acid. Now what is left? H1, H2 and O. So that means H2O, water. How the formation is occurring? These two are combined to give you the salt, and whatever is left, that is water. Now this one is nature of this salt. What will be the nature? The nature will be acidic. This one is acidic salt. It is not acid, but it is acidic salt. When dissolved in water, then acid is produced. So this is the second condition when I can say that when strong acid reacts with weak base, the base is unable to neutralize the acid completely. So whatever salt is produced, that is acidic in nature. Now the third one is basic salt. Basic salt, now as you have learned earlier, that is in this case, I told you that if acid is strong, the base cannot neutralize it completely. Similarly, if I react a weak acid with a strong base, then the weak acid cannot neutralize the strong base completely. So in that case, whatever salt will be produced, that will be basic in nature. So I am taking the weak acid as carbonic acid, H2CO3. This one is carbonic acid. When it reacts with a strong base, I am taking sodium hydroxide. This is strong base. This one is weak acid and this one is strong base. When they are reacted, then a salt is produced. What salt will be produced? Sodium and carbonate ion are going to combine to give you the salt. The salt is Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. This is the salt, and water is going to be produced. Now in this reaction I can find it is not balanced. How? This side one sodium is there, this side two sodium is there, this side total number of hydrogen 2 here, another one is here 3, but that side it is 2, so I have to balance it. For balancing I am putting 2 here. So here all the atoms are 2 times. Now 2 Na2 satisfied, CO3 1 satisfied. Total number of hydrogen now 2 plus 2, because this 2 is for everyone, 4. Total number of oxygen 2. So if I put 2 here, number of hydrogen is 4, number of oxygen is 2. So I have balanced the equation. Now weak acid and strong base. What is the nature of the salt? Base is strong, so it is basic salt. The nature is basic. This one is basic salt I am getting. Another point I want to discuss, that is neutralization reaction. Whatever may be strong acid, strong base, weak acid, strong base, weak base, strong acid. Some amount of heat is produced due to neutralization reaction, and that is why it is also known as exothermic reaction. Neutralization reaction is also known as exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction means the reaction in which heat energy is released. So neutralization reaction is also one example in which heat energy is released. I hope I have completed the topic neutralization. You are able to understand it very well, and you can write down these equations. You can practice more equations. If you have any difficulty, you can contact with me. So thank you very much, students. Please go through the video and try to understand. Okay.